let me see if I could go through here via my bloody tablet. What the heck is... Oh. What's up, y'all? Saturday. Appreciate you guys for being here. Treated for child support. Make sure you can always sign in. Is YouTube Studio, perhaps? Let me go to YouTube Studio, see if I can do something here. Oh, YouTube Studio. There we go. What's going on, y'all? All right, so y'all know I've been doing this thing here for a long time. And the one thing that will always get me is these guys that be out here just getting everything, poking everything, and then all of a sudden child support come knocking. And it's not the same person. So I'm going to talk about that tonight. Low data mode is on. Do you still want to download? Download, please. And so I want to talk about that tonight. So buckle up. I think I'm going to offend some people that's on child support. Some of the stuff that I talk about tonight may even surprise you that I feel the way that I feel. But I'm going to tell you guys something, or I got to reiterate something to you guys that individuals just want to seem to forget. And what individuals want to seem to forget out of convenience, this is a father's organization, not a nigga out there getting some pussy organization. You know, so if individuals stop thinking that there's, they're one and the same, they're not, right? All right. It is. Let me go say it. It really is a shame how individuals are talking about Kobe Bryant's wife. Like if that chick got to stay single forever. I mean, damn, she's got to date somebody. Fucking man code. She got to let her date somebody. Jesus Christ. They're just talking about this woman. Oh, she shouldn't be dating. What? Shut up. You stink. All right. One more. Hold on a bloody second. Hold on a second. Why is what? Oh, Wi-Fi connected. Take that. And we're gonna Facebook it. Post, please. Oh dear my. All right. All right. So like I said, so I wanna make sure we're clear. And I want to make sure we're clear because a lot of individuals are seriously mistaken as to what it is and how I help people. So I'm gonna break something. I'm gonna break something down to you like this, right? I excuse me. I have a diesel. You put the diesel fuel in it, and like your gas engine, the diesel fuel helps it provide power to propel you forward. When you individuals that were out there, just dumping dick, and you call this organization, your story will determine how I move forward. Simple. I am amazed at how individuals, I am amazed. So let me simplify this. Let me simplify this by saying this. I'm amazed at guys that just want to just fuck up. I'm amazed at y'all. I'm amazed at guys that just live their lives reckless and act as if though there is no recourse or there's no backlash to the shit. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at what guys thought by conning a woman into getting some pussy, because that's what you do. She wants you to con her, though. It's a fair con exchange. Oh, dear my. I'm amazed at what it is that you thought was going to be the end game. And I want to be clear. Remember, I'm the guy that said, you didn't talk that woman into giving you some pussy. She would have gave it to you anyway. She just wanted to see you chase. They like the lure. It's why I don't get no pussy. You hear that? I don't get no pussy. I'm not trying to lure no chick into propping her up and play with her head to say, give me that pussy. You know what I mean? Feel me? Feel me? No, I'm not doing that. You go on. All right. I'm the catch. Excuse me. But I'll be listening to you guys, and I find it to be completely and absolutely amazing when these women start getting into their it's time to Q mode, and you I'm amazed at how these women get into their it's time to bend you over mode, and you start clucking. I'm amazed. I really am. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all a story right quick. So I was I was stationed at one of my duty stations when I served was Fort Hood, Texas, and it was in the late 90s, in the late 80s, early 90s, because I'm an old motherfucker, right? And so I wrote a bad check. Debit cards was just coming in, right? It was a long time ago, right? And so I wrote a bad check, but it was clearly not my fault. In the military, because we used to get checks, they used to stand in the middle of the platoon, Sergeant Smith, yo, give me my check. And then direct deposit came out. So when direct deposit came out, it ain't like it is now. Mark wasn't signing up for it. It was like, no, I want my check. I want my paycheck. Nothing was like, I want my pay deposit. Like, think about it. So I needed some money because I was at Texas and all of my money was in New Jersey at Carteret Savings and Loan on the corner of Bloomfield and Roosevelt Avenue in Bloomfield, New Jersey. All of my money was you notice there's no savings and loans company banks no more. They all crashed. I'm glad I got my money out in the nick of time, right? So I had my money at Carteret Savings and Loans. Like, you didn't do like you do now. You had your money at one place, and when you went into the military, it was you said goodbye to your life. It wasn't no and I had, it was a passport, so it wasn't like I can write a check, right? It was Carteret Savings and Loan, and I had all my money in I had my money in a passport savings account. And so for those that don't even know what a passport savings account, it's like you get a passport, and everything you do, you take that passport back to the bank and you do all your withdrawals and everything from there. It wasn't no debit card, put something in the machine. It wasn't none of that, right? And so when I got to Fort Hood, Texas, I opened up a bank in Texas, and I was banking in Texas with I would get my check. I would take it to the bank in Texas, my bank in Texas. I don't remember the name. I think it was Clean Federal Savings Bank or whatever in Killeen, Texas. So anyway, something happened and I had to write a post-dated check. So you write a post-dated check, and then direct deposit came out. When direct deposit came out, I wasn't able to get back to New Jersey to get you got the direct deposit information from them and say they give you the information. It was anyway. I wrote a bad check. I'm just taking y'all through all the intricacies. I wrote a bad check. Anyway, my sergeant at the time wanted to give me the third degree. When you bounced the check one time, you got a verbal warning. When you bounced the check for the second time, you had to take a class. When you wrote a check the third time, you had to get your ID card stamped, because in these veteran towns, everything is done by your military ID, your driver's license. Like you don't even go by your driver's license. You go by your military credentials. All right. And I just, the orderly room told me it's not going through, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, and I bounced the check, and they gave me the third degree. This is what the term, the third degree. Damn, you giving me the third degree. They tried to give me the third degree. They said, you're going to get your ID card stamped, and you're going to get you're going to go to the class on Saturday and get your ID card sent. I said, that's the third defense. This is my first time. And he yelled at me like I was a little kid. Like, it is amazing how intimidation works. I got to accept intimidation for it to work. And I remember I was talking to the staff, the sergeant first class. I was talking to him and he just yelled at me, now you going to the class. And I guess I was supposed to say, okay. I said, really? And he was like, dismissed. Let me get my gay on. Moi. I said, moi. So no, sir. No, sir. Okay, you got a boss. Let me go to your boss, see what your boss said. So I when he told me dismissed, I was like, nah, I'm not going to the class. You going? Oh, really? So I went up to battalion. Battalion is where it's like going to the White House. It's like going to the White House. It was like me storming up to the White House saying, I want to speak to Donald Trump right now. Everybody going, what? You want to do what? And it was like, when I told them, I said, my first sergeant is trying to make me go to this class. And I just seen everybody's eyes get bigger. Like, are you seriously in here telling on your first sergeant? For all those that was in the military, you know what I'm talking about. You know the depth of what I'm telling you right now. Everybody was like, really? And I remember this sergeant major, he wasn't in command, but he was a sergeant major, 3 up, 3 down with a star in the middle, 3 chevrons up, 3 rockers with a star in the middle. He was like, you see that door right there? Go in there and talk to that guy in there. He didn't tell me who he was. He said, go. It was the battalion commander. He was like, go in there and talk to that guy right there. I never seen him, so I didn't know who he was. I guess because when you have a problem with the first sergeant, now that I think about it, wow, I had a problem with the first sergeant. I had to talk to the big dog. Wow. All these years I told that story, I didn't realize it. You'll see where I'm going with this story in a second. I know I'm all over the place. So I goes in there and he's just writing. He never looks up. He never looks up. He's just talking. Come in. How can I help you? I said, sir, I told him what happened. I said, sir, I got promoted 3 times in 1 year prior to going to Operation Desert Storm. I'm a stand-up soldier. I never got in any trouble. He was just writing. And then when I stopped talking, he just was writing something. I don't know what he was doing, what he was writing. Then he just stopped and he looked at me. And then he said, I think we need to go talk to your first sergeant. And when he grabbed his hat, I seen the full bird. I was like, oh, shit. Yo, I was amazed. Like, oh, like inside, I was like, oh, shit. Now that I think about it, like, am I going to go talk to a secretary about my first sergeant? No, you're going to go talk to the big dog. So we walking back over to my orderly room and shit. I'm feeling like a little kid, man, because I'm the youngest in the family. You know, and every time I had a problem, I went and got my big brothers, and I'm walking with one of my big brothers, like, yeah, I got my big brother. You know? So we walked back, and I remember we walked into my orderly room, and my captain, you know, the first sergeant, and the captain is above the first sergeant. The first sergeant was Bravo Company's commander, and we walked into the orderly room, and the captain was in there, and the captain yelled, "Attention," because his superior, the full bird colonel, was with me. And he walked in, he said, "Captain, I need to see your first sergeant." "You are dismissed, sergeant." And he just told me, "All right, I'm gonna talk to him. You can go on, Carrie." It's now gone. And I remember that Friday when we was in formation, I said, "Well, what about tomorrow?" They said, "No, you ain't gotta go." I knew that. What is my point? My point is, I pressed a nuclear button. I launched a nuclear bomb to put out a campfire. The backlash that I could have gotten from my first sergeant and every officer in that company was catastrophic. I launched a nuclear bomb because somebody lit a campfire. The campfire wasn't going to harm me at all. A campfire is only contained to the little campfire. But because I'm so overkill. This is what y'all see in me now at 56. This was when I was 21. All right. This is 35 years ago. 35 years ago. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not going to that. I didn't do nothing, in my innocent stage, but still I'm trying to destroy you. And I remember people was just shocked I did that. They was like, you went and told on top. Wow. If you can get an example of what I'm talking about, go look at the movie Crimson's Tide. And you got the old captain against the new lieutenant, and how everybody wanted to ride with the old captain and was like, who is this new lieutenant? Kim, nah, right? Mutiny. And I'm saying that to say, when your woman threatens you, I know it's a long story, forgive me. The best I got, best example, lateral example that I can use. You guys need to, when your woman calls you out and tests your manhood, you guys need to stop clucking and grab your fucking balls. You guys need to stop crying about child support. I'm going to be crying about child support. Crying. I'm talking boo-hoo about child support. I mean, be talking to me like y'all telling on your little sister about child support. It is fucking amazing. It is. What's the matter, little buddy? Come here. Quattro is inside the kennel. Quattro ran up to another dog today. He ain't listen. So he gonna spend the night in the kennel. First time he was in the kennel since I owned him. Quattro. You okay, little lady? First time Quattro was in the kennel. Quattro never was in the kennel since I owned him. They gave me the kennel when I got him, and I just had it. They just got in there. He never went in the kennel. He went in there a couple of times. I was like, no, we don't do that kennel stuff here. You're a good dog. But tonight, I'm walking him tonight. I feed some and I walk him tonight. I walk Quattro off leash. I have her on leash. Quattro sees another dog and runs over there to him. And I literally, we was only like a block and a half away from home. I literally grabbed him and just was holding him by his harness while his two back legs was off the ground. And I was so furious because I'm like, I'm a black guy walking a dog off leash, and this is not the time they're not listening to me. So every time I walk past him in the kennel, he gives me this sad face. And I got a hoodie on the kennel, and the hoodie was hanging down. He kind of looked around the hoodie like, you know, you're hurting me. I'm like, listen, all bets is off the table. You don't know that if them two dogs would have got into a fight, I would have got in serious trouble because I'm walking my dog off leash. So I will never walk him off leash again. I am going 3rd degree full extreme. You get one time to not listen to me. And I don't know why he started doing that. Like, he's older and just think whatever, but he's in the kennel now. He's spending the whole night in the kennel for a 20-second act, spending the entire, he'll get out the kennel tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. So, yeah, so you guys, I don't get it. I don't get the perspective. I don't get the narrative when a woman threatens you for child support. I don't get it. I don't. You threaten me, I'm coming for you. That's what Attila LaShawn Bradley thought. Attila LaShawn Bradley thought it was going to be all these dumb narratives of take him down in front of the white man. Yeah, you take me down in front of the white man, but I tell you what, I'm gonna bring a body bag your size. What's going on, Rock Fresh? He says still going strong. You best believe it. Thank you. Appreciate you for being here. I'm not to be to it. Really, like I said, I'm never too far from it. Listen, I take pride in the fact that I am a very respectful individual, and you will not fuck with me. You won't. You won't. You won't. You won't. We either gonna dance or you're gonna shut up. But no, it's not happening. And I think a lot of you guys, child support got you so scared. And like I said earlier, intimidation, you have to buy intimidation in order for it to be effective. Because that's all they run on. They run on intimidation. They run on trying to scare you, trying to get you to think that, oh, I'm scared. They try to run on all these things, and you guys buy it. You buy it. You buy into it. Everything that they do. Everything that they do. They listen. Dave Nutzer, right? He was inside of a child support contempt hearing. Excuse me. And he made the simple comment of, we already established that I don't work. And the hearing officer just had to say, no, we didn't establish that. We didn't establish that. They always want to make you think, there's nothing you can do that will be enough. There's nothing you could do that will be effective. There's nothing you can do that will accept. It is just hands down amazing how they throw out the art of intimidation and you guys buy it. There's no way you can scare me. You know why? Because I don't believe in the gray area. You better bite your tongue. I don't believe in no gray area. I don't believe in, well, I meant this like that. I ain't mean to say that. Yes, you did mean to say it. Listen, when I was talking to my mom back in 2019, every thing she said to me, she meant it. She just didn't know I was going to charge her for it. I ain't spoke to her since. Yep. We on the same calendar time. It's 2025. That was May 2019. I haven't spoke to her since. Elton John made a song, people. Elton John made a song. This is why, me personally, I dig it. Rap music, your favorite song, cool. My favorite music is classic 80s rock. Purest form of love songs, purest forms of harmonious songs, the purest form, that songs that hit the soul. Well, Harmony was made in 76, I think, 76 or 77. And it goes, hello, I said hello. It's the only place for us to go. Are you lucky knowing me? Feeling the show, something. What's the matter, little buddy? Hello. And then it goes, am I the last thing? Am I the last in something? Am I the only survivor? There's something that you know. No, Harmony and me, we're really good company. And that's my life. That song is my life's soundtrack. Harmony and me, we're really good company. I am like I said, I had my dog over three and a half years. This is the first time he ever been in the kennel. Why is he going to be in that mug overnight? Because he didn't listen. And that's what I said when I grabbed him. I literally picked him up. I said, are you fucking seriously not listening to me? Are you serious? And I just start walking, and his back legs was on the ground, and he was trying to, and I'm like, but what are you doing, little lady? What's the matter? Come here. What's the matter, little lady? What's the matter? What's the matter? Your brother is in the kennel? You wondering why your brother is in the kennel? Your brother was a bad boy. Your brother was bad. He was bad. You're a good girl. But, as a man, I got to think ahead. I got to say to myself, he didn't listen. I thought we had a relationship where I can walk him off leash. And he just looked at this dog and charged after it. If that dog was a violent dog, now they would have got into a fight. And now, like I said, I'm the black guy walking his dog off leash in this neighborhood that I live in. So you're not going to have me sitting up in jail because I broke some ordinance because you want to. So I'm thinking ahead logically. You'll say, yeah. So that's how it is with me all the time. I'm not interested in nothing bad. I'm not. I have harmony in my life. And this is what I don't understand when these women run around here and threaten y'all with, oh, well, I'm going to just take you down for child support. Do you know that I have had individuals tell me she took me down for child support because she asked me to pay her mother's car note and I said no. She asked me to put her and her mother on my cell phone plan and I said no. And I'm like, what? And you guys are sitting down there and allowing this nonsense to happen for the sake of trying to keep the peace. The peace is in the action of our asking, the breaking of the peace. You will not break my peace under no circumstances. You're not in control. The second you don't even threaten me. Go ahead along with it. Don't even threaten me. Don't do that. Don't threaten me. Facts is here. Facts said child support is a discount. Very well said. Is fighting for custody that will break you financially. I wish I found your content when my case started. Better late than never. My man. That's a good point. I always tell individuals when it comes to custody, like I mentioned the other day, a lot of people want to, I don't get it. Oh, what case law do you use? What this, what that? And, oh, is that doing loud? What? I draft up good old fashioned motions. I'm going to ask you a question. It's a simple question. Wiping ain't difficult. You get a roll of toilet tissue. After you finish, apply to the circle area with the brown stuff on it. And clean. That's it. It ain't difficult. It ain't difficult. I'm not trying to make nothing difficult. I'm gonna simplify it. So when the federal courts look at it, they can say, "Oh," and that's it. And for whatever reason, these women sit up there and say, "Well, I'm gonna." Okay. I had, what's the matter, little lady? I had the electric company come to my house, and what the dude said is the electric on here? I said, yeah, it's on here. He says, oh, we don't have no account on this house. I said, man, the house been on solar almost 3 years. October would be 3 years. I'm on solar. I got to take a look at the meter. I said, you ain't taking a look at nothing. What you're going to do is, go on. He said, well, I'm going to come back in 10 days and take the meter. I said, now you can go take it now. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm not backfeeding. Every other month, I buy another battery. I got 15 kilowatts now. I'm going to try to get somewhere around 25 to 30 kilowatts, and then I'm good. And then I had a guy come give me an estimate for the driveway. Going to concrete the driveway. My driveway is 48 feet. 48 feet. Then it gets to the garage. We're going to go ahead and concrete the driveway, and then I'm going to put a carport in there. Now I'm going to stop the carport at the house. So from the driveway, I believe from the driveway to the house, it's probably 14 feet. So we're going to do the carport right where the house starts back to the garage. And I'm going to put solar panels on top of that. I'm just going to put solar panels. Right now, I have 3,600 watts. 2,000 of those watts is bifacial solar panels. So it could be a gloomy day and I'm pulling for my 500 watt bifacial solar panels, even on a cloudy day, the 2000 watts, I'm pulling probably, I can snatch between 400 and 600 watts. It's simplify. You know, like you can take the damn meter. I don't need it. Rock Fresh said, "Gotta walk away from women, family, women. When you sleep with it, they think you're supposed to bow down to them." Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that today, and this is why I tell individuals like it is. Last time I had sex with a woman was 2022. I have no desire. The next woman I have sex with, I don't even want her to know English. I have no desire to deal with a woman from America. I think that women aren't built for upper. They talk upper, but they desire lower. You heard what I just said? They talk upper, but desire lower. They nice is we don't say, oh, that Rolls Royce is ugly, it's bad, isn't it? We say, oh, that's a nice car, right? But the nice guys, we get the shit into the stick, and the bad boys have the babies with them. So think about that. You can't give a woman a hot dog and say, baby, taking you out to get that hot dog. She's gonna say, oh, I'm a steak bitch. I'm a Ruth Chris. She knows nice. And it is something when you deal with it, the sisterhood as a black man, I gotta just call it the sisterhood. When you deal with these individuals, they just all seem interconnected. The ones that y'all see on social media saying, y'all bitches be bugging, try to inbox them and marry them. Those are the ones. Those are the ones. When you meet a chick and you talking to her about something and you talking to a ghost in a dead phone, those are the ones. They have no idea. They have no idea the climate of how black women are. If you're talking to a woman that's totally oblivious to how black women are, and you're saying things to her and she ain't got nothing to say, she's one of them. But like I said, I want to have sex with a woman that don't even know English. The next woman I have sex with, I want to need a translator. I have no desire. I have no desire. I'm gonna say this last thing on the topic, then we're gonna get back on topic. I had an individual that I used to do nothing but a lot of chicks, and didn't understand the perspective of a lot of chicks, and not understanding the perspective of a lot of chicks. I had to break it down to him like this. I had to get him to understand it from this perspective. How many women is just going to let you come when you got a nice house, you got lots of cars, lots of nice stuff? How many of those women are going to say, I just want some from you? No. They're going to start off with giving you some pussy. And then all of a sudden, they're going to start telling you they're going to need more from you. They're going to start telling you they want to up the ante. They want to put a higher price on their pussy. It's not happening. I'm not stupid enough to think that a woman is going to look at me, look at my life, come to my house and say, I just want you. Whoa, that's nice. Wow. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is a cozy house. Oh, no, I'm going to just you. And then the next chick can come and wife and spend and catch time with all this. I just want to get back out in the streets. No, they always going to say one thing to get in. Women in America are smart enough to know they can get in at a very cheap, cock their legs open rate. And then once they in, like I said, they talk high, their actions are low. And this is what I see. And when I'll be watching my videos from other countries, I was listening to a video about Colombia today. Today was my Colombia video. And the dude said, the amazing thing about Colombia is you can walk into a building and a 10 is pushing the janitor bucket. A 10. He said you can go in Colombia and a 10 comes out of a bathroom after wiping the toilets and taking the gloves off, throwing them in there, putting another thing. A 10. And he said, then you go to America and it's a bunch of 3s walking around like you owe them the world. He said Colombia is one of Latin America's simplified, beautiful, drop dead, gorgeous women here without that nonsense of that American women possess, that 3s in America possess. I like that. I love that analogy. I love that analogy. Very well said. Very well said. Very well said. Three Sides God TV says, pray for me. I'm moving backwards. I'm moving backwards. That's to say pray for you, you moving backwards. That's a condition that you got. There's something that you crave. There's a world that you live in that you got to first exit yourself out of that world. You can't say I'm moving backwards and say, pray for me, I'm moving backwards. I get what you're saying. But when you say, pray for me, I'm moving backwards, what you're saying is I'm going deeper into the nonsense. So you got to flush yourself up the nonsense before the healing can start. You can't ever think that you're going to move backwards and then tell somebody to pray for you. I get what you're saying. But because if you're moving backwards, you know, you got to think about what you're saying. If you're moving backwards, you're moving. You're not being pulled backwards, right? You didn't say that. You didn't say I'm getting pulled backwards. You said I'm moving backwards. You didn't give the breakdown of the backwards. So this is what I'm getting from what you're saying. You didn't say, hey, this and this and that, because at 56 years old, the reason why I can break it down to you like I'm breaking it down to you, because I know individuals that love the nonsense. It's something about the nonsense that's cheaper for them. The nonsense is a cheaper place to be. I know a lot of individuals that no matter what, they will sit there and love being in the nonsense because they can get action at a very cheap rate, right? If I go into a whorehouse, I can take a couple of dollars in there with me and get some satisfaction because it's a whorehouse. So, and when people talk to me about any perspective about how they move, that's something that's you like. If I move backwards, even if I move, I want you to think about what I'm about to say. Even if I move backwards, because of the arena I'm in, it won't affect me. It won't affect me. If I move backwards, it won't affect me. Because moving backwards to me is driving my electric car every day. That's moving backwards. I like driving my diesel. So that's moving backwards. Moving backwards for me is like I used to get up at 5 a.m. I used to be out of the house at 5 a.m. I used to get up at 5 a.m. and be out of the house by 5:45. I used to get up, I remember one morning, this is how much I was on remote control. I was talking to my man, Chris Jenkins today. Shout out, old homie. I was talking to Chris Jenkins today, and Chris Jenkins said, damn, dog. When he called me, I was moving the solar panels. In the daytime, the sun catches my solar panels at the back of the property. At the end, between 12 and 1, I move them to the front of the property because the sun, the sun is like this, and so I gotta move them. I gotta move them to constantly be catching the sun. All right. So I was moving my solar panels, and my solar panels are just as tall as me. And he said, "Dag, man, why you always moving? Why you always moving?" And I'm like, "Because my dad." He said, "Your dad?" I said, "Yeah, my dad used to holler at me all the time." And I said, not holler at me like you idiot, blah, blah, blah. He used to be like, come on, you're moving slow. I'm only 6 years old, man. Come on. But I have a lot of levels So moving back for me is because of that. I remember back in 2022, I remember one time I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and threw my clothes on, like I think my clothes were right at the bed, put my clothes on and sat there at the bed and said, what am I going to do now? Like sometimes I think I got a condition, and I did. Sometimes I think I had one then, and I was so wired on working. I was so wired. I just, and it wasn't until 2024, 2023, I took 3 days off in a row. It changed my life. I just felt so good. I never was the same after I took 3 days off in 2024, 2023. And I feel good. But my dad is because of my dad. And so because of that in my life, I got so many levels of good. If I move backwards, you won't even know it. You won't. Here's a backwards for you. If you look at some of my videos I did just a couple of days ago, you'll see me wearing a $700 pair of Cazal glasses. These glasses, I paid $5 for them at Aldi. I like them. I paid $5 for these. $5.97. I was like, wow, they look cool as shit. I love them. That's me moving backwards. All right. Just so know that. Got to get yourself out of that environment. So when you move backwards, you're not really going through anything devastating. So I'll pray for you, my man. You did say pray for you. You're moving backwards. So get yourself out of that environment. So when you do move backwards, like I said, it's not Rock Fresh says big facts. So but so that's what it gets down to, you guys. I really listen. I'm gonna say this again. If I threaten you, you have to accept the threat. You have to buy that threat. If I say, listen, keep talking, I'm gonna fuck you up, you have to buy that threat. So you're either gonna keep talking because you ain't buying it, or you're gonna shut up. If you shut up, you brought it. These women, they threaten you guys, and you guys buy it. When Atia LaShawn Bradley tried this with me, I said, I know you. I know you. So I tell you what, you sicked child support on me, you sicked them on me, I'm gonna go to school, learn law, come back, punch them in the face, and then ask you how you like me now. And that's how it's been ever since. That's why I went to school for law. That's why I went to school to learn. I went to school to learn because a woman took me to an arena to beat me. Nobody beats me. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. This is why even I know when I finally move overseas, it's not going to be Colombia. It's either going to be. I keep thinking that I want to move to Africa because it's got nothing to do with black people. I want to move somewhere where they have military bases. So I'm thinking of Johannesburg. I was looking at a lot of videos this week about Cape Town, Johannesburg. I seen one dude, he said something that was so profound. He said, in the 30 years since apartheid, Africa has advanced more than America in the 150 years since they abolished slavery, or so 160 years or whatever since they abolished. I was like, wow. He said, yeah, they had moved forward. So he said that's why he moved to Johannesburg. And you can go to Johannesburg and get a $1 million house for $200,000. So thinking about that. But like I said, I get it. People, I'm not a complainer. Excuse me. I'm not a complainer. Who said that? Rock Fresh, got to walk away from women and family. Yeah, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Yeah. Nobody is going up with my harmony. Panama is nice. Is nice. And I love Panama. Panama is the strong one. But all the military bases closed in Panama. So I kind of think about Panama. It's going to be Panama. Right now, I'm 80% Panama, 80% Panama, 15% Johannesburg, 5% Colombia. You know, that's where I'm at with it right now. So, like I was saying, I'm 80% Panama, 15% Johannesburg, and 5% Colombia. And I only say 5% Colombia because I just started watching Colombia videos yesterday and today. But the reason why I want to go somewhere where there's a military base is because wherever there's a military base, there's a military hospital. Whenever there's a military hospital, then they offer, like, I am retired military, so it would be smart enough for me. It would be smart for me to go, like, I can go wherever there's military, and then they'll say, well, Staff Sergeant, well, Sergeant First Class, we'll give you whatever medical they have for people outside in that country. Let's just say they have Patriot Medical. It's either the military or Patriot Medical. I can say, well, yeah, sign me up. Here's my credentials. Sign me up with Patriot Medical. So while I'm over in Johannesburg, I got Patriot Medical that's paid for from the military. I have problems. Everything, I can still go to a military installation, because I'm retired. So I still got all my credentials, I have my military IDs that are still active, my veterans IDs, all my IDs are still active. So that's why I want to go. I want to go. I was thinking of Johannesburg because, like I said, all the military bases in Panama has closed. They closed. So there were tourist attractions, or the people that brought them there, people that live on them now. So when I seen they had military bases in Johannesburg, I was like, what? Excuse me. Holy smokes. That's where the 15% came. I like Panama because it's next to Costa Rica. I like Costa Rica. And then one thing about Johannesburg, it's huge. It's colossus. Do you know that you can put the United States, Russia, and China in the same space as Africa? It's crazy. The maps don't give it the true. The map, when you look at the globe maps, it make it look like China is bigger than it is and all that. But they was like, you could actually fit all these countries in the footprint of Africa. I was like, wow. So that's what it gets down to. And I'm looking at all the videos, but like I was saying, love in America is not for me. I'm 50s and 60s wired love. And this new stuff, I have no desire for a woman here in America. When I talk to a woman here in America and I just listen to how they listen, that white girl, Pearl, I love her. I would marry that woman on the spot. I would marry any black sister that talks about you black women, this and all that. Whenever I hear a black woman say, the problem with you black women is I want to marry her. Every other chick is on delusion 10.0. Delusion. Delusion is something about a barrier of logic that women say, if I accept anything in the world of logic, I'm just not a woman. So they live and accept delusion on a grand scale, and you cannot converse with somebody that lives in a world of delusion. You cannot converse with somebody that got this preset perspective. Like I said earlier, when you're talking to them about an issue, it's a dead phone. But when you talk about something else, they activate. They just like I don't understand how anybody can talk about racism without talking about and not look at the problems that we have as Black people. I don't know how people do that. I talked about it the other night in my video, Africa, and you can go check that out. I talked about it in that video. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how you can sit down there. I don't know how you can sit down there and just simply talk about white people, white people, white people, white people. Well, you know, Black people, we got issues and nothing. I'm just not wired for this thing. I'm not. And thank God I've been around the world, so it's nothing for me to say I'm gonna pack up and leave. I was looking at Thailand, but I was looking at houses in Thailand. Thailand, they do a lot of things when they're trying to sell you condos. Don't want to do a condo. I was looking at Vietnam. A Vietnam video came up. Not thinking of that at all. But you know, once again, I'm still thinking. You know. Still thinking, still going through the brain. Listen, I can talk to you guys about this till I'm blue in the face. I will always tell you, like, share, subscribe. I will always tell you guys that, you know, if in fact you need my help, everything starts with the consultation. That information is below the video, 732-875-9111. You simply will text your name and $50 consultation. I'm ready when you're ready. 70% of people that do consultations with us, they get all that they need out of the consultation. 10% need us to just draft up a motion form. And the other 20% goes on to retain us for a monthly service. And that's what it gets down to. I got some videos that I'm going to release. Got an individual that we had on retainer, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get out of here. And I appreciate you guys for being here Saturday night. I don't mean to cut into your nookie time, so I'm gonna say this: a lot of you guys, we starting to have problems with individuals that don't respect the fact that we are a business. I get it that individuals say, you know, I'm a helpful person, I'm easy to talk to, but I am a business. And a lot of people talk to me about things that got nothing to do with what they hired me for. And although I appreciate it, I think that individuals think that because it's, you know, they got me on retainer that I got to talk to them about some of the things that they don't talk about, that I don't talk about. I'm nobody's man, you know, and I just ask individuals to try and be respectful, try to understand. If you wanted to talk to me about something and you got us on retainer, it'd probably be a better idea to email it to me. Don't get me on the phone. People, I don't coddle to nobody. I'm sorry. I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm a tough guy. You can't go to a pit bull and expect him to act like a poodle. So you can't think you're going to get me on the phone and think I'm a coddle you. I'm a bull. I'm an animal. I'm a fucking animal. I'm an animal. If you don't threaten me, don't. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record it. And I'm gonna record it so when I do what I'm gonna do back to you, I'm going home, because what I'm not gonna do is incriminate myself. When I watch these videos where these women be going into places, jumping in guys' faces and doing this and all that, once I get it recorded, once a woman say, blah, 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 and I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do that to you, the second I hit record and I start getting it on record, my knuckles and your teeth gonna be real good friends, and I'm gonna love it when I'm doing it.